Building wealth may seem like a daunting task, but it doesn't have to be. The truth is, the key to financial success is not about making huge risky bets, but about consistently making smart, informed decisions. Today, I want to share with you 5 simple money moves you can make right now to start building wealth and securing your financial future. These steps are straightforward, practical, and don't require you to be a financial expert or have a high income. You just need to take the first step. The first move is creating a budget. It's one of the simplest but most effective ways to start managing your money. Many people struggle with finances because they don't have a clear picture of where their money is going. You can start by tracking your income and expenses for a month. There are plenty of free apps available that make this process easy, but even a pen and paper will do. Once you know how much you're earning and how much you're spending, you can start to identify areas where you can cut back. This doesn't mean cutting out all of your fun spending, but rather finding a balance. A budget allows you to prioritize your goals, whether it's saving for a down payment on a house, paying off debt, or building an emergency fund. Once you set a budget, stick to it. Make adjustments as needed, but keep your long-term financial goals in mind. The second move is setting up an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Things break, cars need repairs, and unexpected medical bills can come out of nowhere. Without an emergency fund, these surprise expenses can send your finances into a tailspin. The goal is to set aside 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in a savings account that is easy to access, but not too easy that you're tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. You don't have to save the entire amount overnight, but start small. Even putting away $50 to $100 a month can add up quickly over time. When you have an emergency fund in place, you'll be able to handle life's curveballs without relying on credit cards or loans. Next, we need to talk about the importance of saving for retirement. Many people put off saving for retirement because it seems so far away. But the sooner you start, the more time your money has to grow. One of the best ways to start saving is by contributing to your employer's retirement plan, especially if they offer a match. This is essentially free money. If you can afford to, try to contribute enough to take full advantage of your employer's match. If your job doesn't offer a retirement plan, look into opening an individual retirement account or IRA. There are 2 main types, traditional and Roth. The key difference between the two is when you pay taxes, now or later. Either way, investing for retirement gives you a tax-advantaged way to build wealth. Start small if you need to, but aim to gradually increase your contributions over time as your financial situation improves. Another important move to make is to eliminate high-interest debt, especially credit card debt. High-interest debt is one of the biggest barriers to building wealth. When you're paying interest rates of 15% or even higher, it becomes difficult to make progress with your savings or investments. If you have credit card debt, make a plan to pay it off as soon as possible. Start by paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, while continuing to make the minimum payments on the other cards. This is called the avalanche method. Alternatively, you can pay off your smallest balances first to gain momentum with the snowball method. Either approach is fine, but the goal is to pay down debt faster, so more of your money can go towards savings and investing. Once your high-interest debt is eliminated, make it a priority to avoid accumulating new debt. Use credit cards responsibly by paying off the balance in full each month, and consider using a debit card for everyday purchases. Lastly, consider investing. Building wealth isn't just about saving, it's about making your money work for you. Investing allows you to take advantage of compounding, which is essentially earning interest on your interest. The stock market, real estate, bonds, or even peer-to-peer lending are all potential investment vehicles. If you're new to investing, start by educating yourself. Read books, listen to podcasts, or consult with a financial advisor. If you don't have a lot of money to start with, don't let that hold you back. You don't need to be rich to start investing. Many brokerage firms now offer low-cost or even no-cost options for beginners, and you can start with as little as $50. The key is to start early and be consistent. Whether you invest in low-cost index funds, individual stocks, or real estate, remember that investing is a long-term game. Don't panic during market downturns. Stick to your strategy, keep learning, and allow your investments to grow over time. To wrap up, building wealth is a journey, and it doesn't happen overnight. But by making small, smart decisions each day, you can set yourself up for financial success. Start by creating a budget and tracking your spending. Establish an emergency fund to protect yourself from life's unexpected costs. Contribute to a retirement account, and if possible, take advantage of employer matching. Focus on paying down high-interest debt so you can free up more money to save and invest. Finally, start investing to build wealth and take advantage of the power of compounding. These steps are simple, but they are powerful. It's never too late to start, and the sooner you begin, the sooner you'll be on your way to achieving financial security and freedom. So take that first step today, and remember, small moves consistently made can lead to big results. One of the most powerful steps you can take to build wealth is to create a budget and stick to it. Many people struggle with finances simply because they don't have a clear picture of where their money is going. Without a budget, it's easy to overspend and end up living paycheck to paycheck without saving or investing for the future. Creating a budget allows you to take control of your finances and prioritize your spending in a way that supports your long-term goals. Start by tracking your income and expenses. Write down all sources of income, including your salary, side gigs, or passive income streams. Then list your expenses, both fixed, like rent or mortgage, utilities, car payments, and variable, like groceries, entertainment, dining out. There are plenty of free apps and tools to help you do this, but you can also use a simple spreadsheet or even pen and paper. The goal is to understand exactly how much you're earning versus how much you're spending. Once you have a clear picture of your income and expenses, categorize your spending into essentials and non-essentials. Identify areas where you can cut back. Maybe you're eating out more than you realize or spending money on subscriptions you don't use. The idea is not to eliminate all fun, but to make conscious choices about where your money goes. For example, instead of spending $100 a month on takeout, you could allocate that money toward your savings or debt repayment. A budget also helps you prioritize your financial goals. Whether you're saving for an emergency fund, paying down debt, or building up retirement savings, a budget allows you to allocate funds toward these priorities. Consistency is key, so regularly review and adjust your budget to stay on track and make sure you're moving closer to your financial objectives. Paying down high-interest debt and building an emergency fund are two essential steps in securing your financial future. High-interest debt, such as credit card debt, is one of the biggest obstacles to building wealth. The longer you carry this debt, the more interest you pay, making it harder to save or invest. By focusing on paying off this type of debt, you free up more of your income to build wealth in the long term. Start by assessing all your debts and organizing them by interest rate. Pay extra attention to the debts with the highest interest rates, as they are the most costly. One effective strategy is the avalanche method, where you focus on paying off the highest interest debt first, while making minimum payments on the others. Once the high interest debt is paid off, you can move on to the next highest, and so on. This method saves you money on interest over time. Alternatively, some people prefer the snowball method, where they focus on paying off smaller debts first to gain momentum and motivation. Choose the approach that works best for you, but the goal is the same: eliminate high interest debt as quickly as possible. At the same time, it's crucial to build an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable, and unexpected expenses like medical bills, car repairs, or job loss can derail your financial progress if you don't have a safety net. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in a separate savings account. Start small if you need to, but make it a priority. Even $50 a month adds up over time. Once your emergency fund is in place, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're financially prepared for whatever life throws your way, without relying on credit cards or loans. Investing for the long term is one of the most effective ways to build wealth and secure your financial future. While saving money is important, it alone won't allow your wealth to grow in the way investing can. The key to long-term investing is harnessing the power of compounding, which means you earn returns not just on the money you initially invest, but also on the returns that money generates. This creates a snowball effect that can significantly grow your wealth over time. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. Even small, consistent contributions can add up over the years. You don't need to be a millionaire to begin investing. In fact, many investment platforms now allow you to start with as little as 50 or 100. What matters is the consistency of your contributions and the time horizon you're working with. The stock market, for instance, has historically offered higher returns than savings accounts or bonds, despite its short-term volatility. By investing in a diversified portfolio, such as low-cost index funds or ETFs, you can benefit from the long-term upward trend of the market while minimizing risk. Retirement accounts like 401ks or IRAs are excellent vehicles for long-term investing as they provide tax advantages. If your employer offers a 401k match, take full advantage of it. This is essentially free money for your future. In addition, consider setting up a Roth IRA, which allows your investments to grow tax-free and be withdrawn tax-free in retirement, provided you meet the qualifications. When you invest for the long term, it's important to stay the course, even during market downturns. The key to successful investing is patience and discipline. Avoid the temptation to make short-term changes based on market fluctuations. Instead, keep your eye on your long-term goals and let time and compounding do the work for you.